I got another special request, and I specifically asked for you. You're making a name for yourself, that's for sure. But more important, you're making a name for the guild. Keep it up. We actually got a request from one of the most powerful families in Whiterun, the Battle-Borns. Make your way up there and look for Olfrid. He says he's got a matter that requires a delicate touch, and I suggested you for the job. Don't make me the fool and let me down, all right? This kind of work suits you, and it's going to end up making you rich.
Come to laugh at the grave tender? I can see that disapproving look in your eye. If you're trying to ask if I tend the Hall of the Dead alone, then the answer is yes. You think anyone around here is going to lift a shovel to help me? Guess again. Leave the dirty work to old Alessandra. Look, I didn't ask for this job, I got stuck with it thanks to my father. My father was a priest of Arkay. All my life was spent around the dead, being forced to learn the proper burial rituals and prayers. I never had any friends. Who'd want to spend time with the weird little girl who hangs around dead people? So I grew up with a miserable trade. This is all I know how to do. Prepare and inter the deceased. I'd like to make the journey to the Hall of the Dead in Whiterun, and give my ceremonial dagger to Andurs, the caretaker. I believe once it's interred with my father's remains, I'll be at peace with his memory. I hadn't asked you because I was afraid you'd say no. I appreciate your help. Here, I'm entrusting you with the dagger. Bring it to Andurs and he'll take care of the rest. A priest of Arkay is entrusted with a ceremonial dagger once they've completed their training. It's usually given by the head priest who sanctified the ritual. In my case, the head priest happened to be my father. The thing is, I never wanted to follow in his footsteps. In some ways, I still don't. I had to, for honor's sake, but I had waited too long. My father died before he could see my training to completion. When I finally became a priest, they gave me the new High Priest's dagger, but I already owned my father's. So you see, I have to return it. It breaks tradition, and I need to tell him that I finally did what he wanted.
Olfrid, patron of the great clan Battle-Born. A name I'm sure you know well. You're here, and not a moment too soon. If anything should happen to Arn, there'll be hell to pay.
Hunting supplies. Then you've come to the
A close friend of mine. We fought together on the battlefield for many years until old age got the better of us. Now it's up to me to save him one more time. This time from the executioner's block in Solitude. The city guard in Solitude is seeking Arn for a serious crime. When he fled here, he was arrested for drunken behavior. Can you imagine? Fortunately, his identity isn't known to the authorities in Whiterun, so there's still a chance to save him. Hold a moment. This is more than a simple prison break. I want to have Arn's name stricken from the record books permanently. I'm setting him up with a new identity. It's the only way to throw the guard permanently off his trail.
We sell bows, arrows.
The job is twofold. First, steal a letter that was sent from Solitude warning Whiterun's guard to be on the lookout for Arn. The second is to change Arn's name in the prison registry to his new identity.
I can tell you're
If
no
it was
stranger to the
easy,
wild.
I would have hired a local thug instead of a professional. You see, both of these items are kept inside Dragonsreach, and they don't allow visitors inside the Jarl's or the Steward's chambers. One more thing. If you get caught, I can't afford to be connected to you. Remember that before you do
You
anything
have need of
stupid.
hunting supplies.
She finally decided to return it to her father. Bless her heart. I will make sure this finds its way to his tomb as soon as possible. Thank you for bringing it, my child. The blessing of Arcade be upon you.
And there it is, friend.
Fear for the boy? I'm a swordman myself.
It's a well-known fact that the steward keeps all of the records on Whiterun's prisoners in a large book. My sources tell me you can find that book in a study in his quarters. Change Arn's entry in the book to anything you want, and they'll be forced to let him go after he serves a few weeks.
Looking to do some hunting? Avoid Brittleshin Pass to the southwest.
I have eyes within Dragonsreach. They tell me that all correspondence from other holds are sent to the Jarl's private chambers.
What do you need?
Arn? Never heard of him. I guess that means you're finished. Here's your payment.
If you have need of
Tell
hunting
Delvin
supplies, then you
that he
come
has
to
my
us.
support, and all the weight it carries in Whiterun from now on. I think he'll be quite pleased.
The pilgrimage is complete. I can feel it. I felt a caress on my cheek some time ago. I thought it to be a trick of the wind, but I think it was a message from my father. We've made peace with one another without even uttering a single word. And I'm content for the first time in my life. I thank you. Here, please accept this as a token of my appreciation for your selfless action. Please come back and speak to me anytime.
Olfrid sent ahead his compliments. Looks like his friend Arn is soon to be released, thanks to his brand new identity. More importantly, he's pledged the full support of the Battle-Born clan to the Thieves Guild. We're still growing by leaps and bounds thanks to you, and other merchants moved into the space outside the flagon. You're a natural. Never seen anything like it. We got a long way to go, but don't let that bother you. It's a lot farther than we've been in years. Great. What do you want to do?
Don't know what that man expects. The house is empty.
You just let old Nana know if you need anything. I've worked in the Treasury House for almost 20 years.
I don't know what you're made of, but I've never seen anyone tackle this many jobs without ending up dead or in jail. We got half of Skyrim back under our wing,
Picked up some
and
new
the coin
clients,
starting to flow.
jobs on my own.
Now, if you're ready, I've got another special job for you.
Thank you, Vex. You've always been the most
I want you to head out to Markarth and speak to Endon. He's a silversmith. He has some kind of shop there. His father was a good friend of the guild back in the day, so we could really use his family's influence back on our side.
Holmes. I said Holmes, you backfire.
Oh, thank goodness. I wasn't sure where else to turn.
My son. You'll be a fine
Several months ago, I ordered a special silver mold from some artisans in Valenwood by way of a Khajiit caravan. Well, it never arrived. Later, I found out that it was robbed by a group of bandits led by someone named Regal Strongarm. Look, I talked to the Jarl, the steward, the housecarl, everyone. They all told me their resources were spread too thin right now. Word on the street says that the Thieves Guild is coming back into its own in Markarth. So I figured...
This one's a favorite of mine. A legend we all know and love.
Exactly. Look, this mold is irreplaceable. I'll pay you well for its return, and I can also prove to be quite a valuable ally to the Thieves Guild. Yes, indeed. The only thing I can tell you is that the mold was taken to the bandits' hideout, a small cottage called Pinewatch. I'm not sure how many men they have inside, but I trust that won't be an issue for you. Good luck. I have silver to lend.
Beware, the Dragonborn comes.
Oh, it's you.
For the darkness
The one from
has
the market.
passed, and the legend yet grows. You'll know the Dragonborn's come.
The skin's as pale as the snow. Don't like those eyes you got. Where do you want to go?
Climb and back, and we'll be off.
Get up there.
Did you see a dog out there? Oh well. The blacksmith is offering a reward for a dog he saw on the road. I was hoping you'd seen it. Guess I'll stay on the lookout. Keep your nose clean while you're here, outsider.
while you still can. Tell you what, you start running or I can stab you in the back. It's nothing. Think you're bleeding. Can't wait to count out your coin. You're routed now. Split your belly like an old woman's purse. Enough!
Yes? Good morning. Endon's mold. I'm afraid you have the wrong place, my friend. You'll find no silversmiths here. I assure you, I have nothing of value. I'm nothing but a poor woodcutter just trying to make ends meet. Well, Endon is a silversmith in Markarth, so I just assumed. So that's how it's going to be, huh? Fine. Take your best shot.
Someone there. Time to end this little game. Like the bite of a flea. I'll show you what a real can do. It's nothing.
Now ain't this a surprise? Yeah.
Now you're mine.
What you gonna do, huh? What you gonna do?
You won't live to see tomorrow.
Try now, huh?
You'll be so much easier to rob when you're dead.
Enough!
Is that the best you can do? You need to do better than that. Can't wait to count out your coin. I'll tell you, you start running so I can stab you in the back.
to tell him that he wouldn't get past the traps, but he wouldn't listen.
It was a stupid plan. And now Regal is so mad she won't even let us cut him down from there.
Aye, and she's added more traps now as well. A moment of silence for our fallen friend. Aye. And she's added more traps now as well. A moment of silence for our fallen friend.
Is someone there? Son of a... At your best, huh? Skin you alive! Not the best!
For none could know 'twas not for show, and someone had to.
Found you! Let's see what you've got. Lucky hit.
I cannot best you. I fought with you. Listen, there's someone there. Over here.
Never should have come here.
Victory is yours! I submit! Tell you what, you start running so I can stab you in the back. Victory is yours!
Enough!
It'll be so much easier to... You're as good as... Enough!
Nothing left. Mercy!
No more! I yield! I yield! Enough! God, no! Victory is yours! Submit! Enough!
Victory is yours. I submit. Is that your best, huh? I Delvin will fight. I cannot best you.
What you gonna do? Huh? What you gonna do? Victory is yours!
Must kill.
Mercy! All you got?
No more. I yield. I yield.
Enough! I yield! Mercy!
Mercy.
I cannot best you! yield! I yield!
You've more than proven that the Thieves Guild is back on its feet in our city, and earned every bit of your reward. Tell Delvin that he can count on me to provide the influence around here with the right people when he needs it. If you're ever looking to sell any illegally obtained merchandise, I'd also provide my services as a fence. It's the least I can do.
Darling wife. Soon you're going to tell me.
It's rotten because
business is absolutely booming, my friend. I've taken to hiring a few extra men of my own just to keep up with all the shipments.
Don't worry.
Old Delvin certainly takes care of his own, doesn't he?
I hear Endon's quite pleased to have his merchandise back. He's a powerful ally in Markarth. Should help the guild regain a foothold in the west. Success means the guild is getting stronger. We've picked up another merchant and a new recruit. Being a thief is like a second skin for you, ain't it? Never seen anything like it. If you don't watch out, you might even earn Vex's respect. Now that'd be something, eh? Bad time. Brynjolf's been getting on to me about money. Taking an easy job, eh? Well, go and do some damage.
Before we get down to business, I've got something I need you to do. Well, as you know, the guild's growing and things are looking up around here. The only thing we're lacking is a reliable way to transport our merchandise across Skyrim. I'm not sure if you've noticed, but there are several Khajiit caravans that travel across the realm. They're shrewd traders and don't mind getting their hands dirty. I bartered with their leader, Ri'saad, on more than one occasion. Actually, I want you to bring him something. You see, the caravans are notorious for transporting illegal substances. Present Ri'saad with this satchel of moon sugar, and I bet my last septim he'll make a deal. Ri'saad is the head of a small syndicate of independent merchant families. Each caravan is obliged to pay dues, but in return, a small portion of the profits are shared between them, and the leader parcels out the routes. If we could make contact with them, they could provide an excellent way to inconspicuously transport goods for us. You'll find Ri'saad with his caravan group. Just don't do anything stupid when you get there.
You approach as if you know us, stranger. Who are you, and what do you want? Yes, I've heard the guild is rising back to power. An alliance would be most beneficial to both parties. I will consider the offer, but I'll have to discuss it with the other caravans. Ah, moon sugar. I could smell it on you. I am pleased with this offer, and accept. Take my word to the leaders of your guild, and tell them we look forward to a prosperous and profitable future. If you happen upon any of our caravans in your travels, we'd also be more than willing to pay you a fair sum for any of your stolen goods. The Carriage hail from a distant land called Elsewhere, bordered on the north by Cyrodiil, and the south by the glistening blue waters of the sea. Elsewhere is an arid land of deserts and rocky canyons, where the sun shines warmly, always. There are cities so ancient, the sands have swallowed them whole. But now I will say no more, for I miss my home greatly. Give my regards to Tonilia. Tell her I'll contact her soon.
Be on the lookout. The butcher could be around any corner.
Spare coin for... Poor old woman.
One of the best soldiers in the Stormcloak army, until I took a sword to the chest.
Back with good news, I trust?
You've always been the most reliable.
Oh, you're back? I suppose you'll be wanting your pay then. Walking away without taking a job? It's like passing a bloated coin purse on a table.
If you're looking for extra work, talk to Vex or Delvin.
Yeah, good. I'll contact some of my people and have them prepare some shipments right away. Good job. Here, let me give you something for all the legwork.
Things are looking up around here, lass.
Well, I never thought I'd see the guild this way ever again. The place is greater than what it used to be when Gallus was running the show. Contacts are springing up all over, and I've got young footpads beating down the door to join up. I got one last special request of you. Finish this one, and all of Skyrim's ours for the taking. Got word from Torsten Cruel-Sea in Windhelm that a rival guild is trying to get itself started. Not only that, but they're giving us thieves a bad name by murdering their marks. Get over there and see what you can do.
My daughter Fjotli. She was murdered a few months ago. Left her laying on the ground in the pool of her own blood. I assumed they were after her valuables. She always wore far too much jewelry in public. Then I told her it'd be the death of her. I never thought. No need to explain. I'm well aware of your guild's methods. Took me weeks, but I finally tracked down to kill her. A bloody Altmer at that. Can you imagine? Let's just say I'm a firm believer in an eye for an eye and leave it at that. He fancied himself a thief in some sort of new guild forming around here. Gave me some valuable information before... well, you know. Well, like I told Delvin, I think we can help each other. You recover what I'm looking for, and take out a rival guild in the process. Exactly. One of the pieces stolen from her was a silver locket. A Cruel-Sea family heirloom. I want it back.
I ain't asking for much.
The only name I have is Niranye. There's a house right here in Windhelm. That's where you should begin looking.
Yes, can I help you with something? Fjotli. Fjotli. Where have I heard that name? Oh, of course, the poor girl who was murdered. Such a beautiful young thing. A tragedy, to be certain. How dare you! You're accusing me of taking part in such a Such a heinous act? I should have you arrested for even suggesting such a thing. Now, just a moment. Let's think about this, you know, discuss it like two rational people. Look, I had no choice. They're crazy. I could be killed. It's a guild of ultimate thieves. They call themselves the Summerset Shadows. Their leader, Linway, he's the worst of the lot. He steals valuables from the dead.
No, Linway prefers stealing from the deceased. Digs up the corpses, breaks into the Hall of the Dead. He even stole that locket right off that poor murdered girl's body. Or what was left of it.
I used to fence for the Thieves Guild in Skyrim a long time ago. When Linway moved into the area, he contacted me and said if I didn't fence for them, he'd kill me. If I tell you, you need to promise not to kill me. I'd prove to be quite an asset to the Thieves Guild. I'm one of the best fences in Skyrim. Linway is holed up in a place called Uttering Hills Cave. He's got his entire guild there, so be careful. After you're done with all this, come back anytime and I'll make good on my end of the bargain. I don't know. Rumor has it she was murdered, butchered by a madman. I really try and stay out of such things. Torsten might think Linway or myself are responsible for Fjotli's death, but I can assure you nothing could be further from the truth. I'm sorry I misled you. Return when this is over and we'll talk about my involvement in the Thieves Guild. I've already told you everything I know, I swear. I'm sorry I misled you. Return when this is over and we'll talk about my involvement in the Thieves Guild.
Nothing. I'll mount your head on the wall. I cannot best you.
I cannot best you! got. Tell you what, you start running, you don't have a chance.
Someone there?
Not mine. Gonna put your belly like an old woman's purse. That's it? That's all you got? This now. Do you?
lone Hollyfrost farm outside the city. It pains me to see this locket. To be reminded of Fjotli once more, but I'm glad it's back where it belongs. Told Delvin that if he still desires to have my support for the Thieves Guild in Windhelm, he's got it. I should have been an adventurer like you instead of a farmer.
Well, my friend, the time's come to make it official. It's time to become our guild master. Don't worry, I promise this will be short and sweet. If you'll just meet us in the center of this cistern room, we can begin. Look, I've never been good at these things, so I'm just gonna keep it short. Being guild master means more than just getting a cut of all the loot. It's about being a leader and keeping this rabble in order. With that in mind, I propose that the position of Guildmaster should be yours. Delvin?
Agree.
Vex?
Sure, why not?
Carlia?
Absolutely.
Everyone is in agreement. So all I can do now is name you Guildmaster, and wish you good fortune and long life. Now everyone, get back to work.
I suppose you deserve it. Couldn't do any worse than Mercer, anyway.
Friend, we're a bandit.
I can't think of a better person for the job.
What of it?
You need anything. Anything at all. Don't hesitate to ask.
You know, real friendly.
Well, that's it. Sorry if it isn't the ceremony you were hoping for. But we're not exactly known for throwing our coin around. After we're done, head over to Tonilia, and she'll set you up with your Guildmaster armor. Oh, and one last thing. Here, I want you to take this. It's sort of a tradition around here.
Glad to see they picked the right person for the job.
I can't think of a better person for the job, Nightingale. I'm feeling a sense of inner peace. Something I haven't felt in a very long time. Instead of being clouded with thoughts of revenge and retribution, I feel only serenity and fulfillment. Of course, I've been also dabbling in my old pastimes as well. Take a look around, and feel free to share the fruits of my labor. Eyes open, and walk with the shadows.
So, Sapphire.
Here's to a long and prosperous future. May the guild last another 100 years. Yes, and I'm more than happy to give it to you. I mean, look at this place. I've never seen so much wealth down here. You've made us all rich. Here you go. Should fit you like a glove, boss. Now, if you'll excuse me. If you're looking for extra work, talk to Vex or Delvin. They'll fix you up.
Need your weapon repaired? Or could I interest you in a new one? Looking for the best smith in Skyrim? You found him. Until next time.
Want to talk? Go ahead.
Gleaming gemstones over here.
Need something?
Greetings, honored friend. Good. These will make wonderful settings for my rings. No, I think I have enough here to get started. Here, let me give you this. It's the least I can do for all your trouble. Safe travels, Landstrider.
Wait, I know you. There is no mistake. You're a wanted woman? All right, but you just watch yourself. Next time, I might not be so lenient.
So, you wish to master the arcane arts? I have to remember. Ward first, then summon.
Jewelry with legendary Argonian craftsmanship.
Rare trinkets and the finest oddities from
working at
You're
the
a
Rift and
stranger
Fishery
here
is
too,
tough,
huh?
But it put some coin in my pocket.
I've been adventuring across Tamriel since I was a fresh-faced young woman barely able to swing a blade. My travels have taken me from High Rock to Valenwood, elsewhere to Morrowind, and all points in between. Many years ago, I lost my blade, Grimsever, within a Dwemer ruin. I took it as a sign that I was wasting my days in search of wealth. You and I are alike. We seek challenge and great fortune. But for me, that's where the similarities end. You see, Riften is my great beast to be slain, and my fortune comes from gratitude and trust.
Rare trinkets and the finest oddities from
It was lost years ago in a Dwemer ruin. Without it, I feel almost as defenseless as a newborn. I don't think I'll ever be able to find a replacement. I couldn't ask you to undertake such a treacherous journey. It would be a fool's errand. But I see that spark in your eye, and I know better than to warn your way. Grimsever rests within the Dwemer ruin of Mesinchaleft. Tread carefully, friend. Those same ruins almost took my life. I was adventuring in the depths of the ruins when I was attacked by a massive construct, like nothing I had ever seen. When the Colossus struck, Grimsever was knocked from my grasp, and I was wounded badly. It was only through blind luck that I was able to crawl away from the Dwemer abomination and make my way to the surface. I must have collapsed, because the next thing I remember is Erin standing over me, tending to my wounds. Safe travels.
I've never seen Mjoll this upset about anything. The city really gets me.
I can take you to any of the hold capitals. My carriage is the safest way to travel. Where do you want to go? Climb and back, and we'll be off. Get up there.